Welcome back to the Pokemon League World Championship Round 2 is quickly approaching. We are going to recap what happened last time out for each trainer. First off, we'll talk about Kieran versus Trip. Two newcomers. Kieran ended up on top of that battle, 2 Pokemon to 0, knocking Trip out of the championship. He will not be appearing next season at all. And neither will Riley. He was beaten by Paul, also 2 Pokemon to 0. Paul moves on. He will face Kieran in the second round for the semi-final spot. The first of 4. Speaking of 4, Raihan absolutely smashed Honey. 4 Pokemon to 0. Drakazor definitely winning that battle quite handily for Raihan there. Very, very strong performance. Then we have the comeback. Iris takes Red down. Payback for last season after being knocked out by Red right at the end in the semi-finals. 2 Pokemon to 1 on aggregate. Red stealing that spot in the finals from Iris by 1 Pokemon. Just. But this time, Iris moves on to the second round. Red is out of this tournament and the next. She will face Raihan in the second round for a second spot in the semi-finals. Another rematch, interestingly, for Iris. There won't be another one if she beats Raihan after this, but there won't be another rematch at all for Iris. Whether she beats Raihan, whether Raihan gets his payback on her as well, because obviously they faced in the second round. And that time Iris was victorious, taking Raihan out. Next up, a big name. We already lost Red. Another big name. Cynthia out. In the first round, a massive shock. A big blunder during her battle using, I think, with Giga Drain on a Sap Sipper Buffalont. Meaning it did no damage at all and it gave Alder a huge advantage being able to attack while Cynthia did nothing. Huge mistake on her part, and that is possibly what cost her the battle. Alder just sneaks in 1 Pokemon to 0 thanks to a mistake from Cynthia. Then we had Marshall versus Wally. Marshall at a huge disadvantage. Wally manages to take it by 2 Pokemon. Marshall did everything he could, tried to manage his type disadvantage, but eventually it got the better of him, and Wally takes the match 2 Pokemon to 0, moving on to face Alder. Not going to be an easy battle for Wally. Alder is powerful. He managed to take down Cynthia. Can he beat Wally as well? Can Wally beat Alder and move on to claim the 3rd spot in the semi-finals? But who will he be facing? We have Sawyer, who took down Kukui with a huge gamble right at the end. I got very excited during that moment, because that was one of the most insane moments I've seen in the World Championship. A huge gamble from Sawyer's side, going for a belly drummer right towards the end of the battle. Slurpuff surviving on just 4% of its health to be able to wipe out the rest of Kukui's team, sneaking the battle 1 Pokemon to 0 after a huge risk. And now onto what was so close to making history. Lance, so close to sweeping with a Mega Charizard against Karen, thrashing Karen 5 Pokemon to 0. It could have been 6, and it was so close. Had Charizard not hit itself in confusion, that would have been a 6 Pokemon to 0 win. And the final battle of round 2 will be Sawyer versus Lance. All 8 of these trainers do have a chance of going all the way. They have to beat their opponent first to advance to the semi-finals, and there they will face 2 legs against their opponent. The winner, whoever has the most Pokemon of both battles, as we saw last time out with Iris and Red, making a perfect example of that. Red taking it 2 Pokemon by winning the second battle by 2 Pokemon to 0. Iris winning the first by 1. So, whoever has the most Pokemon difference on aggregate will advance to the final round. If both traders end up equal after the second battle, we will go to a 1 Pokemon shootout. The winner of that one-on-one battle will go to the finals to face Ash, our champion, current champion, waiting for one of the 8 traders who would have advanced to the second round. We still have the semi-finals and the finals to go. Our first battle tomorrow will be Kieran versus Paul.